Our story begins on Reclamation Day, October 23rd, 2102, in Vault 76. One of the few control vaults opens its doors after 25 years of isolation. Unlike other vaults in the Fallout series, Vault 76 wasn't designed for twisted and social experiments, but rather as a safe haven for America's best and brightest, the cream of the crop intended to rebuild civilization. And guess what? Fallout proves itself to be a fantasy game after all, because those best and brightest, well, that includes you, the player character, known as the Vault Dweller.
You got me.
On Reclamation Day, you awaken to find the vault empty. Your fellow dwellers have already left to begin their work in reclaiming the wasteland. However, there's one key figure who hasn't gone out into the world just yet, the Overseer. As you explore the deserted vault, you find her final messages and instructions, urging you to follow her trail across the Appalachia, and she left behind a series of holotapes and clues to guide you, each one slowly unraveling the larger narrative at play. Much like your parents, the Overseer made sure that the vault and she herself left you behind, probably to get rid of you without outright killing you. As you emerge from Vault 76, the world of the Appalachia lies before you, beautiful, haunting, and full of dangers. But your first task is clear: find Mom. Find the Overseer. Fallout usually has a parental figure missing, but Following her journey becomes the primary focus of the early game, leading you to various locations across the map. The Overseer's mission is to secure the future of America by ensuring that the Vault 76 residents properly rebuild society. But it quickly becomes apparent that her journey is also personal, as she reflects on the choices she's made and the heavy burden of leadership. Throughout your travels, you'll come across her logs that detail her observations on the state of the Appalachia, the remnants of the Appalachian government, the spread of the Scourged Plague, and the tragic fates that those who try to survive. The Overseer's quest becomes your quest, and it all leads to one inevitable conclusion. You must find out what happened to the people of the Appalachia and how to stop the looming threat that still haunts the region. Throughout the region, you begin to encounter strange, feral creatures known as the Scourged. These aren't your typical wasteland ghouls, however. They're humanoid but twisted in a way, covered in glowing green crystals and simply driven by a single malevolent purpose. The Scourged are victims of the Scourged Plague, a mysterious disease that transforms people into mindless drones. The true horror of the Scourge, however, lies in the fact that they're not alone. They're controlled by a powerful creature known as the Scourge Beasts. Massive bat-like monstrosities that emit sonic screams capable of spreading said disease. The Scourged Beast emerged from the depths of the earth, drowned out by mining activities that took place before the Great War. Believed to have evolved from a species of pygmy bats, Scourge Beasts are the top predators in the Appalachia. Those creatures have retained the pointy ears, membranous wings, and echolocation abilities of their ancestors, but have undergone significant changes. They have shed most of their fur, grown to enormous sizes, developed an additional pair of functional legs, and became carriers of a plague that transforms infected beings into Scourged. Despite their large size, however, Scourged Beasts are highly agile and can leap several times their body length when on the ground. Unlike their bat ancestors, Scourge Beasts are not restricted to nighttime activity and often hunt in groups during the day. These formidable creatures attack with razor-sharp teeth and claws, posing a significant threat to anyone who encounters them. The responders, who have devised strategies against Scourge Beasts, empathize, avoiding them and seeking shelter in enclosed spaces, as the beasts are often too large to enter such areas. Scourge Beasts emit radiation and can use powerful ultrasonic echolocation to navigate or command their scourged minions. Additionally, They can unleash a devastating sonic blast capable of destroying wooden and metal structures. Another of their unconventional attacks involves flying over an area and releasing an acidic radioactive mist that seeps through cover. As you can clearly tell, these are not pleasant bets. They're not cute, unlike this one. This one is very cute. As you uncover more about the Scourged Plague, you'll learn that it is spreading rapidly across the Appalachia, infecting entire communities and threatening to wipe out any survivors. The Overseer's logs detail the tragic fate of those who tried to resist or contain the outbreak, but ultimately fell to its relentless advance. The only way to stop the Scourged Plague is to destroy the Scourged beasts and prevent the further spread of the disease. And that brings us to one of the key elements of Fallout 76's main story. Now, what would a Fallout game without nukes be, right? In Fallout 76, nukes play a crucial role in the story. As you delve deeper into the secrets of the Appalachia, you discover remnants of the Enclave, a secretive, shadowy faction that once wielded immense power. The Enclave's presence in the Appalachia is centered around a hidden bunker where you encounter Modus, an advanced AI that controls the facility. Look guys, it's the guy from the second Captain America movie. Arnim Zola, or Fallout Modus, reveals that the Enclave have developed a plan to eradicate the Scourged threat by using nuclear weapons to destroy the Scourged beasts' nests deep within the underground. However, launching these nukes is no simple task. You must first gain access to the Enclave system, complete a series of trials to prove your loyalty, and gather the necessary launch codes. The universe was created by nukes, and so too will it be purged. Once you've completed the Enclave's requirements, you gain the ability to launch nukes at key locations on the map, but the decision comes with a moral dilemma. While the nukes can destroy the Scourge beasts and their hives, they also irradiate the land and create even more dangerous creatures. It's a classic Fallout choice. Do you use destructive power of nukes to save the wastelands, or do you seek another way? The ancient debate of an explosion so devastating that all life near it simply ceases to exist. One could not imagine making such a choice. Hey, why are you pressing? While the Enclave represents the dark side of the pre-war America, the Brotherhood of Steel embodies a different kind of legacy, one of hope but also of rigid order. As you explore the Appalachia, you'll uncover the tragic history of the Appalachian chapter of the Brotherhood, led by Paladin Elizabeth Thackeray. This group was originally a part of the US Army, but it evolved into the Brotherhood of Steel under the guidance of Roger Maxon's teachings. The Brotherhood's mission in the Appalachia was twofold: to secure advanced technology and to protect humanity from the Scourged threat. They established Fort Defiance as their headquarters and waged a desperate war against the Scourged and the Scourged beasts. But despite their best efforts, the Brotherhood's numbers dwindled, and they faced overwhelming odds. Paladin Tegridy's final stand at Fort Defiance is a poignant moment in Fallout 76's story. Through her logs and the remnants of the Brotherhood's operation, you learn about their valor, their sacrifice, and ultimately their defeat. The Brotherhood story is a reminder that even the mightiest heroes can fall, but their ideas can live on through those who continue to fight. While the Brotherhood of Steel fought on the front lines, another group sought to survive in the shadows, the Free States. This faction of pre-war survivalists believed in self-reliance and independence from the government, and they prepared for the worst long before the bombs fell. When the Great War came, they retreated to the Mire, a remote and swampy region of the Appalachia, where they established a network of bunkers and safe houses. As you explore the Mire, you'll uncover the story of the Free States and their effort to survive the post-apocalyptic world, led by Abby. A resourceful and determined leader, the Free States attempt to create a defense system against the Scourged by setting up automated turrets and traps. They also developed a communication network to coordinate with other survivors, but their isolationist tendencies made it difficult to form alliances. The Free State's story is one of ingenuity and determination, but also one of the harsh realities of survival. Despite their preparations, the Scourged eventually overran their defenses, and many of the Free State members perished. However, the legacy still lives on through their bunkers, which contain valuable resources and information that can aid the player in their quest to stop the Scourge. Among the many groups trying to rebuild the Appalachia, the responders stand out as the most humanitarian. Formed by first responders, see firefighters, police officers, doctors, and volunteers, the responders were dedicated to helping the survivors of the Great War. They set up aid stations, provided medical care, and established Morgantown Airport as their main base of operations. The responders' mission was to restore order and provide aid to those in need. But their efforts were constantly hampered by the harsh realities of the wasteland. As you explore their facility and listen to their holotapes, you learn about the struggle they faced, from constant threats of raiders and super mutants to the spread of the Scourged Plague. One of the most tragic figures in the respondent's story is the responder leader, Maria Chavez. She was a beacon of hope for many, tirelessly working to keep the organization together, but as the Scourged Plague spread and the resources dwindled, the responders were eventually overwhelmed. Morgantown Airport fell, and with it, the last remnants of the responders' efforts. Despite their tragic end, the responders' story is a testament to enduring spirit of humanity. Their teachings and the survival strategies continue to help new generations of wastelanders, including you. And of course, for every samey, tragic, and wholesome story, there must be an a-hole. Not everyone in Appalachia was interested in rebuilding society. Some thrived on its destruction. The Raiders, a notorious group of bandits and outlaws, made their home in the Savage Divide region, led by a raider named Rose, and, well, she's one of the most colorful figures you'll encounter in Fallout 76. Initially, the Vault 76 Overseer, or Mom for short, believed that a human had managed to survive the Scourged Plague by taking refuge at the top of the world ski resort. However, when the Vault Dweller reaches the observation deck, they discover that Rose is not what the Overseer expected. Rose is actually a heavily modified Miss Nanny robot and the self-proclaimed leader of the Appalachian Raider gangs. Her personality and voice are based on the late Rosalind Jeffries, who was the mistress of David Thrope, the former leader of the Cutthroats. Rose's exterior features several customizations, including a scrap metal mohawk, wrapped chains, and various tattoos painted on her chassis. Thorpe altered her original programming by locking away old memory banks within her, infusing her with Rosalind's personality traits. Rose is actually programmed to mimic Rosalind's chem addiction, even though, well, as a robot, she cannot actually use them. She frequently asks the Vault Dweller for chems, claiming to get high off of them despite of her inability to do so, revealing a deep-seated complex about maintaining the act. I could write a joke about chems and addicts here, but I wish for you all to know that I would never. We are all better than that. And it's not because I find a drug-crazy Miss Nanny amazing that I spend extra attention on explaining it. I swear. Although the Raiders will return, Rose chooses to stay at the top of the world for multiple reasons. Leaving the landmark would feel like a betrayal of David. The Toxic Valley's harsh environment would danger and damage her filters. And most importantly, Meg Groberg, a prominent Raider leader, would likely destroy her if she even ever shows up. Rose acknowledges that she probably pissed off Meg more than a few times in the past. As you piece together the stories of the various factions, all roads lead to one final challenge: confronting the Enclave's legacy and deciding the fate of the Appalachia. The White Spring Bunker, hidden beneath a luxurious resort, serves as the central hub for the Enclave's operation. It's here that you'll finally come face to face with Modus, the AI that controls the Enclave's remaining forces. Modus offers you a choice: continue the Enclave's mission to use nuclear weapons to eradicate the Scourge threat, or seek another way to protect this wasteland. The Enclave's resources are vast, but their methods are ruthless, and aligning with them means making some morally questionable decisions. If you choose to launch the nuke, you'll face a daunting task of gathering the necessary codes, navigating the bunker's defenses, and deciding where to drop the bomb. The impact of choice is, well, significant. Not only will it alter the landscape, creating a high-level irradiated zone filled with dangerous creatures, but it also raises the question about the ethics of using such a destructive power. The final confrontation with the Scourge Beast Queen, a massive and terrifying creature that emerges after a nuke is dropped, serves as the climax of the main story. Defeating her is a monumental task, requiring coordination with other players and the use of every resource at your disposal. But once she's defeated, you'll have taken a major step towards securing the future of the Appalachia. With the Scourged Beast Queen defeated and the Scorched Plague contained, the main story of Fallout 76 comes to a close. But the world of the Appalachia is far from finished. The decisions you've made, the alliances you've forged, and the enemies you've defeated all contribute to the ongoing narrative of the wasteland. As you continue to explore, build, survive, new challenges will arise, and new stories will unfold. But one thing remains certain. Appalachia is a land of second chances, a place where the past and the future collide, and where the actions of a single vault wearer can shape the fate of an entire region. So, whether you're a seasoned wastelander or just starting your journey, remember that every step you take in Fallout 76 is part of a larger story. A story of survival, of rebuilding, and of hope in the face of overwhelming odds, and hopefully of better release. Like any of my other videos, I'd like to end on the thought of you yourself, you the viewer, writing your own lore. If it's a game, a book, D&D, whatever you may be doing, writing lore and world building can be a daunting task, and there's absolutely no shame in seeing the ideas and piecing together various works of fiction and media and adapting it into your own work. As a matter of fact, I would say almost everyone does that to a certain degree. Concepts and ideas are meant to be shared and enjoyed. So how does 76 help us in writing lore? Well, there are various aspects here to take away from a devastating plague that shows the final desperation of people, how some cling to the steel of their armor, yet others cling to the people around them. Ask yourself this, in whatever you are currently working on, say a plague like this emerges, and it is an overwhelming force, and the people within your world will definitely lose at some point. What will they do? How would they react? Are there already things in place to try and fight back, or will they be caught totally off guard? Surely there's already sickness in your world, so they'd have some understanding of how to combat it. But what if the odds are so highly stacked against them and they see their friends and family withering away? Will they wage a war on each other? Will they band together? These are questions you should ask of your world to get to know your characters, to get to know what your world is like. And as always, I'd love to hear how your world would be affected down in the comments. Thank you for sticking around until the very end, and I hope you have a pleasant day and or night.